A mysterious new AI called GPT2 has appeared online, and it seems to be better than almost all other AI released so far. The shocking part about all of this, no one knows who created it or where it came from. More than that, it's quite possible that GPT2 might represent the future direction of AI itself. Now, as you might expect, this has caused a massive stir in the tech world. So, GPT2 works much like ChatGPT and other AI you will have heard about. It's been spotted on a website called lmsys.org, a place where experts test and compare different AIs. Think of this website as a playground for AIs, a place where you can pit different models against each other. It seems then that GPT2 is consistently coming out in first place. And this is a stunning situation, considering the origins of GPT2 remain a complete mystery. No company and no individual as yet have claimed ownership of this particular model. This in turn has understandably led to a lot of speculation. Now, it's quite normal when it comes to lmsys.org for companies, organizations and individuals to release models onto this particular platform for the public to actually test them out. But when they do that, they usually claim ownership of them and make announcements. It's very rare, if not totally unheard of, for a model of this caliber to make such an appearance completely uncredited. Now, naturally, that has led to a lot of discussion online, and here's a breakdown of some of the key points that have been mentioned around the internet, often on Reddit, but also on Twitter as well. Right, to be very clear here and clear up any confusion, there's the naming conventions. Now, OpenAI own ChatGPT. They also own the models that run on ChatGPT, which is GPT4 and GPT3.5. They also own all preceding models, which would be the original GPT as well as GPT2 and GPT3. What OpenAI don't own is the designation, the naming convention, that's GPT. That means Generative Pre-trained Transformers. This is a technology that enabled large language models to be created, and it was invented by Google. All text-based generative chatbots of recent times, such as Llama, Google's Gemini, ChatGPT, all use this GPT protocol. OpenAI took the technology and made it very, very popular and very successful. Hence, we've got ChatGPT. And to get there, OpenAI went through a bunch of different iterations, and that included, of course, GPT2. Now, the GPT2 that is on the LMSys website that this video is about is a completely different model to that, or at least that's the theory. So that's a long way of saying that just because this is called GPT2, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a part of the same family as OpenAI, but it seems it actually may be, and more on that in just a moment. In other words, the naming convention of this particular model doesn't give us any indication at all as to where it came from. So it's very possible this is just a random model released by a random person. It's equally possible that this is a stealth test release by OpenAI just to test one of their other models, and they don't want to fully announce it just yet. So whilst GPT-2 on LMSys is performing at or above GPT-4 levels, there's also some limitations here. Some users note that there's inconsistencies in performance and occasional hallucinations. Hallucinations are where the AI model invents facts and just comes up with things that it believes are real. And these are particularly present in tasks involving large numbers or complex calculations. The inference speed also of GPT-2, that's the speed at which it replies, is noticeably slower than other GPT-like models such as GPT-4 and Llama 3. And this suggests there might be some architectural differences or even resource limitations. The big deal, of course, though, is just how and why is GPT-2 so powerful and so good in the areas it does excel at. Well, there's a few possible explanations for this that have been speculated upon online, and I'll go through each of these in turn. And again, these speculations are present both on Twitter as well as on Reddit. So one of them is that it's a GPT-4 variant, and in fact, if you actually ask the model what architecture is it based on, it will tell you that it is based on GPT-4 and is being created by OpenAI. But it's also possible that it's been instructed to say that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true just because it is saying it. But here are a few possible explanations anyway of where the model may have come from. So it's possible that it's GPT-4 with some improved real-life human feedback training, and that means it's led to an overall improvement over the original GPT-4. So this would mean an incremental improvement. Another idea is that it's GPT 4.5, so this would have incremental improvements again over GPT-4, but the problem here is that GPT 4.5 should theoretically be a massive step over GPT-4, and GPT-2, the model we're talking about here, is only an incremental improvement, and if this was indeed GPT 4.5, it would potentially indicate a slowdown in the scaling laws, meaning that AI is no longer improving at the pace it originally was. The other theory is this is a testing model for GPT5, and if that's true, it would mean there's only a slight advancement over GPT-4. That would be very concerning because it would mean that AI development has really slowed down. So those are the theories that are quite possible, but they're not very exciting ones. Here are some other theories which would really totally shock the industry and shake up pretty much everything if they turned out to be true. Architectural changes. So a new model based on the original GPT-2 created by OpenAI. Now at this point that model is very old and it's very small, it wasn't very capable of anything, and you couldn't even have full-on conversations with it. In other words, it was very, very bad. It's possible then that OpenAI have come up with a new technique to train old, small models to be as good as or even better than GPT-4. If this was true, it would be an amazing development and would really shake up what is possible with AI, not least because it would mean that small models such as GPT-2 could very easily run on your phone, and for an AI model to be able to do that and be as capable as GPT-4, that would really change things. At this point, that seems quite unlikely, but it's possible. We can't discount anything. Another theory is that this is a prototype model, a smaller model that's used to test new technologies or training methods before being implemented into larger models, so maybe this is just something completely unrelated to anything else we've seen so far. Now, overall, the reactions from the community have ranged from excitement to disappointment on all of this. The possibility of it being an original GPT-2 level model achieving GPT-4 performance, that would be a significant breakthrough, so yes, understandably that would be very exciting. But the disappointment would be that if this is GPT 4.5 or even GPT-5, then it is, having very limited advancements. At this point then, all we really know is that this particular GPT-2 model is very powerful, it's very capable, and that's all we seem to know. Although that said, Sam Altman did post out this, saying that he has a soft spot for GPT-2, and look, this is GPT-2, which a few seconds later he corrected to GPT-2. So is that Sam Altman implying that OpenAI is indeed the owner and creator of this GPT model, and is he suggesting that somehow it may be related to their original GPT-2? I guess we'll have to see, and maybe over the coming weeks we'll find out. At any rate, if you wish to try this model out for yourself, do check out the link in the video description where you can access the GPT-2 model. It does have a lot of limitations. I think you can only interact with it a handful of times before it will stop responding to you. But if you know exactly what you want to ask it, then it's certainly worth a check. So there we have it. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.